Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing week already. It's a Monday for me, and it's been quite a busy day. It's actually really late in the day actually. It's around about 5 o'clock now. I just finished the 9 to 5 and now I'm on the business side of the table. I've got two desks, one back to back because this side is going to be packing orders for everyone who ordered in the last few weeks. Now, not necessarily everything goes out on the day of the order, specifically because it's inefficient. Typically I round out a couple of orders together and then I go and drop it off. And then normally, because of depending on how much the traffic in terms of orders and things like if I've got any events coming up, I tend to prepare for that in that sort of order. It basically makes life really efficient, but also like I can start making content on this side, also on that side. To be honest with you, on that side's more boring because it's more I guess regimented compared to the company or my business. But anyway, let's just cut that rambling down for a bit. In the ideal world, I tend to try and get these orders kind of prepped during the weekend. That's when I have the most amount of time. Wasn't the case this time because we've had an influx of several orders coming through. I hope you can't really see it, so I'm going to put it quite far away. So we've had quite a few orders coming through unexpectedly, so I'm going to round them up today. I already started with some of them already. They typically look like this. Unfortunately, the packaging is quite dull. We're trying to work quite hard behind scenes to kind of dull them up a little bit and make them kind of prettier, but it's kind of hard because unfortunately some of the sort of tape that we had to use, like the fragile tape, has to be that way. Like it has to be of that color. I mean, fragile is not a very pretty label anyway, but it kind of has to happen because they are fragile. So I already prepped some of them, so you can see here. So these are some of the bundles that you will be expecting in your box if you do order from us. All the links and information down below. And if you're wondering what my company is, we sell traditional Vietnamese condiments. So I've got the chili oil. This will be going out today. Actually, not this one. This one's actually a product a demo or a product tester sort of product, but this is what you typically find with our dipping sauce and of course the chili oil, and then hopefully in the future we'll have quite a few more products to go out. So for today, other than fulfilling this order, which I've got, how many I've got here? 4 on each page. There's about 12 orders there, which is pretty nice. And obviously I'm going to thank you in advance if you do order from us. It actually just makes my day. I had to explain something. This is not my main income. So my main income was from my 9 to 5, quite frankly. I am hoping to make it in a full-time income, but right now it's just about just enjoying the sort of the balance between the two. Actually, what did come through for me is and it's kind of boring anyway. These big old scissors. So if you ever run a company, you kind of know what this company does. If not, you will know similar companies who do similar things. So kite packaging is basically my cardboard stuff. Quite boring, quite mundane, but really useful when you run out. So the reason why I also couldn't fulfill this week's order is because we ran out of packaging. So not the best thing to run out, but it happens. It really does happen. And obviously, you can't really plan for things. I try to be quite well stocked up, but I feel like, and if you guys run a company, you kind of know how that feels. It doesn't always happen to be that way. And so it always amuses me when people think, oh, but surely you should have them stacked up. You don't. You really don't. I wish it was the case. I know some people are really good with being stocked up for a really long time. I get in such a I don't know, hysteria, because sometimes I think, oh yeah, I'm doing fine, and sometimes I'm not doing all right. So these are a box of hundreds actually. I've got 2 packages the same, but that's what they look like. So let's get packing. Do 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 do. And by the way, I had to kind of It might be a time lapse because it might be quite boring for you guys, but I'll put some music on top of it. If you have any questions about business stuff or like anything that you're trying to start up, leave it in the comments down below. More than happy to answer it. Also, I will be filming this whole week, so hopefully you'll see a lot more of some of my week, or if whatever I film. But I will say one thing though, this is been such an interesting experiment because I never vlogged before, so it's kind of nice to be chatty to you guys or to whoever's watching without really any consequences or goals behind it. So let's crack on. I'm just gonna need some lip balm. Wow, my work screen colour is just not a vibe right now. I look sick. Yeah, though it's midday. Okay, so it's the new day, obviously. I'm dressed, changed and washed. Right, scrap that. Never mind. Yeah, so it's a new day. And I am very much aware that these orders were meant to go out yesterday. That's not always doable. I always say this because like people don't understand like the turnaround time sometimes. A lot of the products of mine are like fresh, so a lot of them are created within that week, which also means the turnaround time for delivering them does have to push on. So let me just actually go away from my blue screen. Okay, so which means all the orders here, there's actually quite a few of them. You probably can't see from the back of it as well. There's loads at the back as well, and then like they're 2-layered, so there's quite a few to go through. I also got a vintage order to deliver as well, which is kind of nice. So this week's been a good week in terms of orders, so super happy about that. But the only thing I'm concerned with is right now, oh my god, my work blue light, it's just horrible colouring. What I'm concerned about right now is really getting them out. It's currently, I don't think you guys see, the weather is so crap. It's been raining yesterday, so it's pretty muddy outside. I don't live in the countryside, but I live quite close to the countryside. So there's going to be, it's not going to be very nice going out there, guys. But what I'm thinking is, and by the way, if for anyone who is wondering why I just drive the car, I don't have a car. I can drive, and no one's home. My dad's at work, so. In the ideal situation, I would have had my dad drag my dad out to basically take all these orders out, but it's not going to do. I also just want to basically address something. Yesterday I said about the chili oil. This is the chili oil. We literally do everything. We seal it. We label it with 2 types of labels. One is basically the stamp of what the kind of product it is, the sort of product number, and the best before date. Typically, I would rather that the system starts to like slim down and be a bit more like efficient. Oh my god, my camera's disgusting. So I really would like to work on the system of creating from beginning to end the products and getting them to everyone. But right now the system's a little bit slow because I have just moved in. My office, I'm not going to even turn around, is like a bomb site in terms of like having the garage shelves and the parcels and everything. I feel like I'm starting to get everything together. We're also at the end of like the sort of summer seasoning, which has been super fun to go through. I've got really couple exciting news to share you guys in the next vlog. I can't share it right now because I don't have the hard copies of it, but it's coming out. Some people have seen it already in terms of the public. I don't mean just my family, but everyone else. The next step is, and I might bring you guys along to drop these off, but I've got to be careful because it might leak where my address is. So what I will do is I'll try to film as much as I can when I'm out. If it's raining, it's going to be a complete no-no. So the next shot might be something you would not even know what's happening. Also, there's something that is really also exciting for those who are like proper nerds. I believe that it has been released a long time ago already. if you're a nerd, you're going to be really excited about this. And this game has been already leased for a long time, so I feel like this is a little bit behind. So I appreciate the fact that this is really old news rather than new news. But Starfield has obviously been out there long enough for people to start playing and racking out hours and like creating content. I don't really create content for Starfield. I was just very fortunate enough to be invited with my partner to go to the Orchestra concert for the soundtrack of Starfield. So I'm going to leave a little clip in now while I'm going back to work and obviously dropping these off at work, and I'll meet you guys back here if I film today. If not, enjoy the clip.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the clip of the orchestra playing all the soundtracks from the game. Obviously there'll be links below, there'll be a link below for the live performance that you would have seen on YouTube, and obviously just you have to watch it. It's just one of the most sublime things. We also came across the composer. He was amazing. He performed, so he conducted 2 of the pieces, which was amazing, and it's so cool to just watch him bounce about when he was conducting. If you're not into live music, I just feel like it's one of those experiences that you have to be there and have to experience yourself. But if you don't enjoy live music, definitely enjoy the recording of it. It was well worth the trip. It was a private event, so it was not like open to the public. So we're quite lucky to also meet and bump into like so many, I guess, famous-ish people, i.e. they're famous in the sector, but maybe not famous to everyone. That was cool. I didn't even know who I was sitting next to. She was amazing. We managed to find out who she was. And she works basically, she's a huge, she does a lot of work with BBC and stuff like that, but it was just, you know, it's just one of those things in life where you just don't know who you're sitting next to until you actually speak to them. I got to talk to her a little bit, that night, but even then I didn't know who she was. So yeah. Definitely a really cool opportunity. And also, by the way, that night, I know a few people realised like the actual event, it was so warm that night. So they did film us. They also filmed like also the actual audience as well, so you might catch a glimpse of us as well. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back to work. Unfortunately, even though it's past 5 o'clock, I'm doing overtime. I do find that the struggle between my professional job and my business and filming content is definitely a balance, but I kind of enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. And especially with the vlogging side, it's starting to allow me to do things that are closer to the reality of what I actually do, compared to filming all the cool videos I actually film on my main channel. By the way, when I say my main channel, this is not the main channel. The main channel will be linked down below. It's also my name, so really hard to miss. And then finally, oh crap, I need to crack on. But finally, I just want to say is thank you to those who ordered all the products. We're getting consistent orders lately, which is super exciting. Something that I wasn't expecting when I started this company only a year ago, I think. About a year and a half. It's coming up to 2 years, I think. So yeah, it's almost a couple of years. It's crazy. It is a journey. I feel like it's one of those things that, like, you don't know what the end game is. The end game is not really in sight. So that's always interesting. By the way, I just realised earlier I think I said I will be filming me delivering the products. Those products are still there. So I'm going to do it after work. And then I've got something exciting actually at the end of the week that I might bring you guys along. So I'll see you then. I'll see you then. Oh, I don't want to smack my camera. How do people do this?